If you want to hear more of Careful Study, make sure to subscribe and ding that bell to be notified when we post.
Did you guys hear? Did you guys hear that the One Piece was like Oda put the answer to what the One Piece was into like some kind of thing and then threw it in the middle of the ocean and people are trying to find it? That is not a joke. That actually happened.
The One Piece will be the friends we made along the way.
It was Luffy. It was just Luffy.
Hello, adventurer. Have you come to the Grand Archive for Careful Study? Yes? Well, you're in the right place for knowledge on the world of Cambria and beyond. Come with me and we'll get you started.
Hello and welcome to Careful Study. I'm David Morris, and joining me today is Steve-O, Corbin, and the guy that you've probably seen everywhere since he's trying to literally get, I think, on every single podcast these days, Terry.
Hey, you caught me.
Or did you catch us?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I caught you guys. Super happy to be here. Very excited to be on the podcast today.
Well, we're excited to have you. As long as we can have as many collabs as possible, I think it's fantastic to extend that community as far as we can. I know you're doing a lot of new stuff breaking out on your own, so we'll be talking to you a little bit about that. So I guess we should kind of start with for those who are uninformed, who the hell are you, Terry?
Yeah, sure. So for the Grand Archive community, if you don't know who I am one of the guys who created True Champion Gaming when it first started, when the game first launched and tried to grow this game. I've been lucky enough to do well at a few tournaments, and honestly, just being a part of this incredible community has been amazing. But for me, I now run a channel called The Trading Post. It's actually going to be a game store in Novi, Michigan that we are opening right now. The contractors are in their building. Probably not anymore. It's getting a little late, but we're hoping to be open here in the next like 6 to 8 weeks. Pretty excited about that and getting to take on this like next chapter of trading card games as somebody who is running a game store.
I mean, obviously you very much love TCGs.
Oh,
so yeah. Opening a trading card store is very ambitious, and
it's not smart.
People have said not a very smart thing to do. So
my favorite phrase that I've heard going around the block is that smart people don't open card stores. And I would definitely agree with that. I am definitely blessed to be in a situation that I am with some partners, that with the true store owner and us, we're all opening this together. It is kind of an unbelievable situation. And when I tell you that this store is going to be immaculate and that is going to be like no other card store you've been to, I'm hoping that we can actually heed that calling and answer that and be like, yeah, check this place out. Like, this is the truth. It really is crazy. It was never my intention. It actually kind of fell into my lap as I was leaving True Champion Gaming and moving on to my next part. As soon like it just one thing happened and then the other thing happened. It wasn't so much like, hey, I left TCG for this or something along those lines. But one of my childhood best friends, he has ran a card shop for, I don't know, 10 years. He's always been in this field, loves cards, obviously. And he was the original one in this situation with our other partner, who decided to open a card store. And I got the opportunity to get in on the ground floor. I'm starting basically all of their online media marketing, their content engine. They want to create kind of in the same style of, maybe you guys are familiar with like Star City Games, Channel Fireball, stuff like that, where they like have a shop, but they also have a content engine that work like parallel of each other, but also like support each other. I'm trying my best to create the most lucrative way of doing that. And like, we're slowly obviously getting our feet wet and getting back into it. It's been really fun to jump back into content with people that are brand new. And so getting them, like literally teaching them basics, like checking audio before you start your video and things like that, right? Like literally going all the way back to square one. But they've been amazing. They're working really hard. I cannot wait for everybody to see what we've been working on.
I mean, that sounds pretty exciting. Uh, I tell you that I would not be brave enough to be opening up a TCG shop right now. That's for sure. But you obviously have a very storied history with trading card games. What brought you to trading card games?
Sure. So I'm going to show my age a little bit. You and I can vibe with this. So I started playing card games back in 1998 in Tempest Stronghold Exodus block of Magic the Gathering. My older brother and my father both played Magic since beta. And
that's me.
Yeah, so like, I was very young, and my older brother did not want me playing Magic because it was his thing with my dad, right?
Of course, yeah.
And my dad was a really busy guy, so like getting his time was important to us. So that was the biggest reason I got into Magic, because I saw them playing, and I've always been like super nerdy since I was a little kid. Loved fantasy, loved adventure.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, right? There's no way you guys can see all of that. Funny story about these. I'll tell you after I finish this thought. I have horrible ADHD, guys. You might have to. It's getting to that time in the day where I'm going to have a hard time staying on topic, but
it's what editing is for.
Yeah. True that. But I started playing back then. I fell in love with cards. I didn't get into really competitive cards. I mean, I played a lot of limited. So I learned how to draft, and from like very young. That's like one of the first ways we learned how to play the game, and then continued to do that. Played Magic all the way until, I took a big break, but I used to travel and play Magic around the United States a lot. A good friend of mine won Rookie of the Year in 2015 on the Pro Tour.
That?
Ray Perez. It was okay.
Vaguely familiar.
Funny story. Do you remember Jared Betcher?
Yes.
It's the guy who won Rookie of the Year, but then had it revoked because he cheated in all his events.
Yes.
Ray is the one who got the award after he got it revoked.
Okay, you know what? I was actually going through, probably last year, I was going through a bunch of various different videos about like, where are they now Magic players, and like the 10 top banned pro players and stuff like that. And those names came up.
Oh yeah. It's crazy looking back at that. But yeah, I mean, I played with that group. And a lot of other groups here in Michigan. The Midwest, you guys know, is like crazy for cards. And back in the days of like paper Magic, like tabletop paper Magic, you could go to a different 1K, 2K, 5K every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, if you wanted to. And so like I did that circuit through college, and then after undergrad, I went to grad school and I got a job and stopped playing cards. Because I was just too busy, and I was also playing in a touring band at the time. And so I was going to be, I thought that was the path I'd be on, was music. I always did. And then things didn't work out, and I was in my master's program to become a counselor. I was working as a school counselor, and I packed up all my things, kind of had this really weird, like, it's not a midlife crisis. I was 25 years old, but I basically said, I don't know what I'm doing. This doesn't feel right anymore. Quit my job, packed up all my things, and moved to a city in Michigan called Grand Rapids, where I met my wife. And the rest is history from there, man. I became a bartender again, started serving and bartending. The pandemic happened. I moved to where I live now. And honestly, dude, I've always had like 2-3 jobs juggling, working a million different things. And I've worked in sales for most of my adult life. So it was a pretty easy swap. I like to believe, at least, because I always say, I spent like 150 grand or something like that on college, and I don't use that degree. But I like to say that now that I work in trading card games, I use my psych counseling degree a lot more than I used to. I just try to read my opponents and, do that thing now. So.
Well, now that you're opening a card shop, you're going to be counseling many of the players who are tilted as well.
Can't wait. Happy card players.
Have you ever played against Corbin?
Yeah, of course. Corbin's my kryptonite. Did you not know that?
Can you read him? Is that why he's your kryptonite?
It probably is, because I think like, not that, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I don't mean it that way. There's nothing to read on Corbin, dude.
No.
He just it's not that there's nothing going on up there, but he's just doing his thing. Like,
no, he'll claim that there's nothing going on up here.
He's just muscle memorying his way through it, and he's done it so many times. He's like, yeah. And so like I love playing in person more than anything. It's why I don't play webcam, because the strongest part of my game is the physical part of my game, sitting from my opponent, reading my opponent, bantering with my opponent. Like, that's where I think I draw a lot of strength in my gameplay. And I can't do it with Corbin, man. You can't shake him. So you can't mess with him. And he's just like in the zone doing his thing. I have played Corbin twice. And both times, like, one was it was at some event where we played in the scrubbed out event. I don't remember what event it was, but we played in the scrubbed out event. And we were both like 4-0 or something at this point, or like maybe 4-1, whatever it was, in a really good spot. And we played the mirror, which was fire aggro. Thanks, Steve. I know it.
Funny enough, both times we played were the mirror.
Yeah, both times we played was the mirror. And we played this. Corbin just turned 2 games in a row, basically. And I was like, yep, it's over. And then we went and played the fractal mirror at Nationals.
Yes.
This last year, I want to say. NA Nats, and he beat me there too. I can't touch him, man. He's a monster. He's my kryptonite.
I mean, I'll chime in. It is weird with this. You guys have only played twice. I think I played Caben like 4 or 5 times.
Sure.
And out of those, I think there's like 4 out of 5 have been mirrors too. Can you guys just stop picking the same decks that we're picking?
We can't do that, man. We're on the same sync, man.
Stop
main deck and those guys, man. I'm telling you.
We're flipping coins, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I know we're on the same, because when we showed up with Water Arsana, you guys were also on Water Arsana. So it wasn't like a good Icebound Slam days.
No. Do not bring it up. Don't bring it up. It's from my memory.
You guys did something else there. Okay.
I mean, he had a bad time.
Yeah, Santa Clara. What happened in Santa Clara was I refused to acknowledge that deck because I was so tilted from getting dunked on it, and I thought it was a meme. And I was like, you can't just sit there and open triple penguin and expect to win every game. Turns out you could. I was torn between that and Astra Arasana. And Corbin looked at me, and I flipped a coin, and it landed on Astra Arasana. Or maybe it didn't. Oh, no. It landed on water. And I went against the coin.
You love going against the coin.
Yeah,
I've heard dude. Steve-O's a legend for going against the coin.
No, I'm not.
I've heard the stories, bro.
I didn't day 2. And then I won the sub out with that deck, the water deck, and I'm like, I should have won with the coin.
Yeah, it's Santa Clara. So that's my Chicago, when Slimes was obviously the best deck in the format.
Yeah.
And we refused to play it. We're like, we will not play Slimes. And so I rolled dice for my deck in Chicago, and I landed on Fire Aggro Lorraine. And I said, you can't go against the dice. So I played it. That was not the call, guys.
That's what we were on for Chicago.
Yeah. Dude,
I remember hearing that you and Isaac were on it from a die roll the day of, and I'm like,
yes, sir.
Huh?
Yeah, that was not the choice. We all had Slimes built. Like, we had it with us. We're like, we won't play it.
I think Corbin and I were the same. We didn't even flip for that. We actually just chose Philo because we didn't want to play Slime.
Philo.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Philo's always scary, right? So, like,
exactly.
It's always got a chance, even if it's not the best placement.
You go for like a turn 2 kill, and they go baby green, and you're just like,
well, I guess I'm dead.
Yep.
Oops. I mean, that's how, actually, you mentioned going off the rails. That's a little interesting aside. Who are some, like, I'm going to ask this of Steve and Corbin, who are some of the more fun or interesting people that you've played at large events?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Names, dude.
What?
I'm horrible with names, dude.
Steve-O.
Come on, Steve. Describe the person.
Contrary to popular belief, guys, that water bottle, it's only a 10-ounce water bottle. That's no.
Actually,
it's the same one. He's been using that for years.
This is a blight because this isn't even a gallon. This is only 101 ounces, which is 3 liters. Walmart does not sell spring water jugs anymore, or spring water gallons with the handle. They only sell Deer Park 3-liter waters, and these things, they're not the same. It's not the gallon. I'm a fraud, dude.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, actually, let me think about who's like interesting or enjoyable or interesting.
Either
one.
or. Yeah. You had a memorable time playing them.
Steve, we've never played, so you can't say me.
Yeah.
No way. Seriously?
We've never played.
Wow.
All right. Well, Steve's thinking. I'll go.
Yeah.
There is a trio from Florida who travels for events, so they always come up to Bannerstone Regionals. Their Omni IDs are Suzu, Popcat, and Ryer.
Oh yeah.
Those three are just tons of fun to hang out with. So
yeah, that crew's pretty cool. I love the Florida players. They're all awesome.
I think I figured out mine. I am going to butcher their names, but I remember playing them in 2025 Worlds. I want to say that one of them's name is maybe Jokel. Maybe. I remember they're from Tasia's area in like Oregon or Seattle or something like that, because the three of them are friends. We actually did some content with them at Worlds 2025. I remember playing against them and then getting their getting like a short video of them or something, because one of the guys loves playing Tony and he was playing Fire Tony. The other guy loves playing some form of Wind Allies or Wind Tristan. And then I forget what the other guy was playing, but those three guys were some of the most like chill dudes, enjoyable people I remember playing with, and they had unique decks and they were doing well with it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm horrible with names, but those guys stand out the most to me. I've played against the between the group of three of them. I've played against collectively all of them maybe like 5 times at the sense.
Those are cool.
I think my is a local that usually appears at most regionals or championships is Orabom Isam. He's my kryptonite.
Oh yeah.
He is. It is both. When I see that I'm about to play him, I'm like, oh crap, and at the same time, I'm just like, all right, I gotta be on my absolute A game, because he is one of the best, if not the best, Arasana player I ever encounter. And I tell you that the amount of time I've never beaten him, like a match. I've taken games off of him, but I've never won a match versus him. And his quality of play, I feel, has only elevated mine to the point where other Arasana players I can usually now do pretty well, unless it's him. It's kind of like with Steve on CL. Like other CL players, I can do pretty well. Steve, no. He always kicks my ass.
he just knows your ways, man. He knows what you're doing.
Terry,
you don't
understand. I have him
like a book.
He has so much PTSD from playing against me because I've only been playing CL. If I Omen Advent from hand on level 1, he's like,
I'm like, oh god, I'm dead.
He's like, let's just go next, bro. Yeah. Let's just go next. I'm dead. It's over, man. You know, I've played against this guy. You guys, I think, might know him, Bobo. I played against him.
That guy, yeah.
Who's Bobo?
We played twice. The first time was in the finals of the Path of Snow in Fargo. Or no, semifinals. And we had this super epic, maybe it was the quarterfinals. Anyway, somewhere in top 8. But it was this super epic 3-game, 2.5 hour match that was, I was on Water Vanitas and he was on Tristan, naturally.
Of course.
So I beat him there and I ended up winning the Path of Snow. He was the hardest matchup on my way there for sure. And so like once I beat him, I had 2 water mirrors, but I was on Vanitas. So he was just like kind of ahead back then. And then I played him in this other tournament I don't know, 6 months ago now, Worlds in the finals, and he reverse swept me and it felt really, really good. If there was a tournament for him to get his revenge on me, man, I'll tell you what, he picked a good one.
I mean, those matches were insane to watch. I will tell you this. I mean, obviously I've told this to him, but like being able to see both of your hands during that match, I'm just like, oh my god, he's dead. Oh my god, he's dead. Holy crap. And each of you making exactly the right move. It was some of the best Grand Arc I've ever seen. So I just props to you, man.
I appreciate it. Those games were insane. I think about him still all the time. I refuse to go back and watch the stream because I know that I was just exhausted. I know that by the end of game 5, I was not in my top form. Game 1 and 2, I felt like I played really well. Game 3 and 4, I had like almost unplayable hands. Like, just not unplayable, but like
they were bad.
I'm not beating Tristan with those. Yeah, I'm not beating Tristan with those. And then I got put in a situation where like Taylor basically. So Taylor and I have played against each other a lot in testing. Obviously, you guys know we were working together for Nats and through Worlds, and so like we were able to get a lot of testing in and a lot of thoughts. So we kind of know a lot of that. But he put himself in this situation. He's such a good player for doing this because I think a lot of people wouldn't have. Where he knew he was dead if I had the vengeance, and there wasn't anything he could do about it. And instead of trying to take some like really strange, awkward turn where he tries to set up defense, or he just goes, you know what? I'm going to put him on. He doesn't have that. And he has heavy burn. And I played to make him feel that I wasn't on heavy burn, but he just went, that's all if I play around that, then I can beat him. And he went with that safeguard amulet. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this.
Crazy.
And then he had the Blanche on top of it, and he went double because he went safeguard. I was like, okay, I think I can win through safeguard. And then he played the Blanche too. And in that moment, I was like so thrown off. And I had played through the gauntlet all the rounds. I played through all of Swiss, and I had played through all of this at this point. And my brain was just like, wait a second, man. How do I beat this? How do I get through this? I have never played this deck, which you guys know, Faiza is like an absolute favorite of mine. And that list was one that Caben and I have had in our pockets for like ever. And we never got an opportunity to use it. We said at like the beginning of the season that if we found ourselves in the situation going into top 8 of Worlds where you get to choose your deck and you know you're going to go first every round, we would play it. And that would be the only time we'd ever play it. So, it probably was not the best choice, but we had to go with our guns, right? And then, Taylor played so phenomenally. I think, I did that video with Dan and Taylor where we like deep dive all of those matches and like,
yeah,
that was crazy because that was the first time I had gone back and looked at it. I was still very happy to do as well as I did. It would have been cool to be, the champ and get my name on like that sick new Tristan. If you guys have seen it, holy, that thing was sick.
Pretty darn good. You got to start practicing your signature.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think all the main deck guys are so fun to play because I've played against like everybody but Steve. So like,
I haven't played against you yet.
Oh, true, against. David. I don't know if you and I have we played. Yeah, we have played at a couple of the same events.
We have. Yeah, I'm just bad. So you won't see me.
No. You and I are going to meet in the finals of some event now because you said that.
I mean, hey, if I can bring that, if I'm doing that well, that'd be awesome.
Terry, just so you're aware of this going trend, because I made Worlds in 2024, the first Worlds. The three of us had been doing this careful study thing, since like right after 2024 Worlds. Corbin made Worlds in 2025. We made it a thing to put David through training to get him ready to get to Worlds 2026. David, this year is your year.
Yep, dude, it's time, bro. The return.
Steve made me play Luxem for nearly 2 months. I wasn't allowed to play any other deck.
Woo, I made him learn.
Luxem.
I said, you're gonna learn interaction. You're gonna learn sequencing. You're gonna learn like limit thresholds. You're gonna learn everything. Here you go.
Life is a resource, dude. It's so good.
Yep. Life is a resource.
Yep.
Speaking of decks we either love or hate to play,
okay,
what have we all been playing this week? Corbin, I'm going to start with you. What have we been playing?
I've been playing good old Fractals.
Good old Fractals. How are you feeling? Boo this man. How are you feeling about like the new Fractals and in this current meta?
I like the new build. I don't like it in our East Coast meta because we have a lot of aggro. So like the build influence rejection does absolutely nothing when they're just throwing 2/3s at you. So
turns out that deck already had a hard time against aggro, and now it's like, you know what? All those cards that were good against aggro, let's get rid of those. We don't need
How
those
do you
anymore.
feel about 3/4s, Corbin?
Ugh, that sounds worse than a 2-3.
I feel like that's like the Simpsons meme where it's just Lisa and Bart, and Lisa's the fractal player, and Bart's just like, good old 2-3 minion will get him.
Yeah, so I've ended up tweaking the list a little bit. I'm back on Gildus, just to help,
Interesting.
because
Yeah.
I need something. I think Caven even mentioned he was going up in Paladins as well, so I know my list is at 4 Paladin now. But yeah, pretty much it's pretty close to what Caven and TCG came up with.
You cut rejections already, right? Like you and Logan cut them.
I was back and forth on them. They're in my current list. Logan had cut them for Banner Zone regionals, and he said he didn't miss them at all. He was on more Gildus and I think he was on Frostbinds too. I don't have Frostbinds.
Yeah, Frostbinds or dismissals would make sense in like a aggro field.
Yeah.
I know that Caben took that list to London, and we had worked on it pretty hard, figuring out if it was still good. And I think that in the right meta, the new build of Fractals is actually just like insane, like absolutely ridiculous.
Enfeebling Orb, in my opinion, pushed that deck way further than anything else. It's absurd.
Enfeebling Orb is the craziest card in the game, bro.
It's a good card. I love
when that card came out. I just had flashbacks of like, does Weebs remember when Water Arasana was good and we were using Blinding Orb without a draw? Yeah. And it was one of the reasons the deck was so good was because your opponent just couldn't interact. Like,
Steve, what have you been playing?
I've just been playing Oblation CL.
It's all he needs, man.
Yeah.
Steve is a new man for 2026 to the point where he originally had sworn off all bling. He is now blinging out CL completely.
Oh no!
He's got
I know
CSRs in there. He's got foil, like everything.
I just picked up the level 1 CSR like 2 days ago. One of the Virginia guys pulled it in a pack, and he was just like, "Yo, do you still need CSR level 1?" I was like, "Yes, I love you."
I love that.
No one on Merlin's was posting them. It was so hard to find them, and I'm not.
No, man, the CL players that have them, dude, they don't want to get rid of them.
Oh my god, yeah. There's on the East Coast especially, we have so many lower to the ground or ally players. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of people that are playing like Water CL level 1, and it's just they just don't want to get rid of it. Yeah, but no, I'm blinging CL out. I figure I'm going to play CL, and if there's any deck to bling out, I felt like, one, I love CL. He's probably one of my favorite champions next to Vanitas, and two, his kit and his champion design is fundamentally going to be good no matter what because of his toolboxiness inherent in his bit.
Yeah. You know, so we used to say at TCG when I was hanging out with those guys and doing the podcast that like if there was ever a champ that we currently have that could potentially be banned one day, it's probably CL just because of how powerful inherently he is. And I think that it's just going to happen eventually where something happens that breaks him, right? Like some kind of interaction with a graveyard and omens and something's going to happen, but he's so strong.
16 damage combo.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we're getting like even, bigger spells probably in this next set. So like you don't even have to play Advent anymore.
Yeah, you just play the norm one that it does better with Topsy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe like 4 podcasts ago when we were talking about CL's new tools, I think I made the comment that CL is literally the hammer in the glass house just waiting to break it.
Agreed.
And you are like very much on like the faux Oblation and there's other builds of CL. Why are you on this one in particular versus some of the other builds?
Because Coup sucks. Oblation is best. Oblation just has a better matchup spread, in my opinion. You have a higher ceiling. You have the same types of tricks that you can do in just regular Coup CL. It's just you don't need to run Carters. You could still do faux combo, except you have an untargetable damage source that nukes the board for 15. You're not playing allies yourself, so you don't care. So it's I don't know, it gets around so much more than what Coup does.
It also beats Dragon, which the other version does not.
Yeah.
I think that is like a big thing for sure.
Whoop.
Oh, I'm back.
He's back,
Okay.
baby. He's
Listen,
back.
I said one bad thing about coup players and my internet
They heard it,
died.
man.
So
They're like,
Verizon is clearly favoritism right now.
Yeah.
They absolutely are.
you might not have heard it, Steve, but I said the real reason is because you just beat Dragon and the other CL cannot. So
Oh, yeah,
Oblation.
actually, that's a good point too. Yeah, you have an actually winnable matchup into Dragon, unlike Coup. Coup is just you're cooked, bro.
Yeah, dude, you might as well scoop it up.
Yep.
What have you been playing, Terry?
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been playing a lot of Pantheon. But away from Pantheon for competitive, there's only been one deck on my radar. I think if I was playing in an event, from now until the end of this season, like this set when RDO comes out, I don't think I would play anything other than Water Aetherwing Diana right now. I think that deck is very well positioned. It's very versatile. As long as you don't play like the all-in casino version that just loses to a nullifying lantern, or like there's ways to play the deck that feel like almost not unbeatable. Like every deck's unbeatable, but it is a tempo deck. So when you play tempo-based decks that have, because the deck has like a crazy high ceiling, but it has a really high floor. Like anybody who picks it up, the deck's scary just inherently. But if you actually play it well, it's terrifying. There's obviously always going to be luck factor and everything. And decks like that tend to have issues with whiffing, because the way your deck's built, you just kind of brick. But because we get Aqua Mirage Whisper, it's a little easier to like get yourself out of those situations as long as you find a dissonant enabler early. I also have played a lot of Fractals. I think Fractals is still insanely strong, as long, and like we don't have aggro players where I play, so like I don't have to deal with that at all. So Fractals kind of feels like the best deck in the format. But I don't think it is. I think that personally, honestly, I think there's so many decks right now that are like performing at a top tier level that there's just it's actually kind of like overwhelming how like open it is. Like at the same time, like obviously Sirius is insanely strong. Obviously CL, we're talking CL. Even like you're seeing some random like Merlin decks here and there that are coming back that have like end up having a good matchup spread. There's always going to be aggro decks. Water Diana is obviously now terrifying. And then Fractals made its comeback, and there's a lot of options that you could play. But I definitely would say that I'm playing Water right now. I really like Water and where it's at.
I have also journeyed back to the realm of Water, but I am playing Nico.
Nico's insane.
I'm playing
so cool.
I'm playing Water Allies Nico. So here's a 3/4. I'll just turn it sideways.
Yeah.
I like turning things sideways. It's gone through.
With Stormthorn back it up too. Those allies are terrifying.
Yeah, Stormthorn is really good.
Stormthorn is insane.
So like I've been going through multiple iterations of it right now, and I have like I'm on like a unique ally build right now. And let me tell you, when someone tries to Polaris your board and you toss out a castling boon, they are very sad if you give your allies +3 health.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because they've already tried to kill them for the massive health that they have, and then oops, they're very healthy. So I'm enjoying it quite a lot.
Have you? So how have you felt about the new card that Nico is getting to play with?
So it's interesting because because we have so high aggro around here, I don't always feel I have an opportunity to bring it out.
Sure.
Because it requires a fair amount of commitment to get it down. Because you want to get a decent amount of lash counters on when you sacrifice it to get that slam. I love that I can play slam again. But mostly I've found that when I get the opportunity to do it, people are still very sad to be slammed. I'll tell you that much.
IBS sucks, man. Nobody wants that.
Putting it that way.
Nobody wants that.
No. It did nothing wrong. Honestly, that card should have been Nico bonus from the start.
Yeah, it would have been fine if it was just all Guardian bonus or something along those lines.
Guardian or Nico. Yeah, it should have had a bonus from the start. And then we wouldn't be in this predicament where it had to be banned because it was too good.
Hey, it's not as good as OG3 visits, man.
Ooh, I
good old days.
wait until we get to that point in the series, dude. I am so ready to play Corbin with that Vanitas.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy, dude.
Oh yes, our series going through past metas.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So great.
Viewers, if you haven't seen it yet, please check out our recollection series. The first episode is up now with a classic Rye versus Lorraine matchup. It's very fun. It's very fun. So we actually did briefly touch base on the fact that East Coast meta is very ally heavy. Where you're at, you don't see a lot of ally decks, Terry. We had 2 regionals that were on the exact same day. Both of them were streamed and broadcast. We had a lot of people hopping back and forth between the Banish Zone and the NorCal regional. And I'm looking at the breakdown here, and as far as like percentage wise, we see a heavy favor towards fire on the PA side, but outside of like there being 7 Saryu decks, 6 Crux Warrior decks, and then 5 Shadow Strikes. It's actually like it's pretty distributed fairly evenly everywhere. Just a lot of aggro beats. And then we look over at NorCal, and it's 13 Water Aether Wing decks.
Dude, they must have. I think they read into the future and watched this podcast, man.
So, Steve, I know you look a lot about the differences between the West Coast, East Coast, and Southeast Asia, and how we all have these kind of like pocket metas. What is your take on the differences between these 2 regionals here?
For like why they are the way that they are?
Sure, or any insights that you might be gleaning from what you see in the top 8, or just the amount of particular decks people are bringing to these regionals.
I can't speak too much on the West Coast on this, but this is just from my perspective from speaking to and just witnessing the East Coast players. East Coast players, from what I understand, tend to be more willing to play what I'll call B tier decks, or decks that maybe not are mainstream. They're more willing to play these a little out there decks. We have players that are just like, in the case of ESOM, they like just play Arasana and that's it. But we also have players that are not just diehards to those decks that aren't in favor right now, but also willing to just try anything. We've got players that used to play Jin all the time, now play Lorraine. We've got players that used to play Lorraine all the time, then try Water Kong Ming. I mean, our regional, if I remember correctly, had the first Water Terra Kong Ming top, and it was by actually one of the locals at AU where you play at, David, and it was just everyone lost their minds because they were willing to try something different. So that's, at least from my perspective.
They were actually working with someone on the West Coast with that deck.
Don't say that. That throws out my entire argument.
Just saying.
But either way, though, communicating with the West Coast, I don't know if the West Coast player ended up doing that themselves, but it's just the willingness that I noticed from the East Coast players to be able to do those things and take those risks.
Sure. It sounds like, and normally I say East Coast seems to be like more aggressive to me when I like go to those events versus West Coast. I definitely can agree with you there, but apparently I consider Water Aetherwing Diana to be a pretty aggressive deck. So I think that the fact that they had such a high representation of that, I mean, obviously the deck's really powerful. I knew before even watching this that so much of the West Coast is on that deck because they just know inherently it's one of those decks that's just powerful inherently, right? It's just water tempo. It's the same water allies. Like you said, you can play water Nico. You can play it 5 different ways. When you just play it allies, man, it's just crazy powerful no matter what. Turns out Frostworn Paladin and all of these really powerful water cards just get the job done still in 2026. So it's like,
who would have thought Frostworn's still good?
Yeah.
I will throw some shade at West Coast. We'll just put the little NPC meme up here. I should play Water Aetherwing Diana. I should play Water Ether.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so in their top, in their, I this is gonna throw some shade on you. Duck Hats was playing QCL,
Mhm.
and he got number one. So
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like QCL is not a bad deck. I mean, in our regional, we had Will, I think, top forward, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Will top forward with
yes,
it.
And
I
Mitch top
I
16
was
with it.
yep.
no,
Right?
there was actually one other Oblation CL. This goes back to a question you ask me all the time, David, which is why don't we see X? Like, ask yourself, how many Oblation players are there?
Right,
If Duck Hats was playing Oblation, would he have gotten first? Probably. I mean, the deck plays
probably.
so damn similar. I don't think it would
Yeah.
have made that big of a difference.
Right. But you look at third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Oh, I'm sorry, not fourth. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Aetherwing Dianas, like almost all right in a row there. And then you go down to 10th Aetherwing Diana, and then 11th Fire Aetherwing Diana. So
I love that deck.
It
I
seems
love
that
that deck, man.
seems that Aetherwing Diana is doing a lot of things. What does Aetherwing Diana fear? What does she not want to see?
Song of Frost.
Vanish from sight.
Yeah, Banish from Sight's a good one. Shroud and Mist.
Fine Lantern.
No, Censor. Censor when they don't have an answer. That one
Oh,
hurts.
dude, yeah. Censor shuts that deck down so hard.
I think Censor hurts it the most. Like when Censor hits, if they don't have a way to deal with it, they go, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Audibly.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Now that I think about it, with the way my Nico deck is built, I could actually put Censor in there without it even damaging my gameplay. Because yes, do I care about losing some of my float? I still got beats.
I'm looking at these Water Aetherwing Diana lists, and not many of them are running anything that removes stealth. I think that's going to have to change once people start just spamming stealth cards.
What's crazy is that it was on it. They were playing cards, and then like the last couple weeks since like Michigan regionals, all of the regionals in the list have slowly cut all of their like anti-stealth stuff out of the side. I think they are kind of leaning towards more cards for the mirror now, and they didn't know what else to cut, and so they just ended up cutting those, which I don't necessarily agree with. But I mean, hey, it's working for these guys apparently. So.
I mean, I think that probably makes sense if you expect majority of your field that you're going to be facing being the mirror.
Yeah. Sideboard to your local meta.
Yes, amen.
Always sideboard to your local meta.
I see shorts that tell me that all the time.
Crazy. Where'd you see
those? Those are pretty good shorts, don't you think?
Yeah. They're great.
Speaking of which, we have a fantastic one coming up soon, and it's all horses.
Let's go.
If you didn't see round 1 of our regional and Dan gasping for words to describe this horse deck, you're gonna see the horse deck.
Love it.
So for the East Coast, we had Win Siriu just take it all. They went 7-0. We only had 2 matches last round who ID'd, which was awesome. Everyone kept fighting it out because people wanted that money because
money's great.
2K, so they wanted that money. Chem Collapse came in 7-0, undefeated with Win Siriu. He is one of the best. Like he plays very well. Like it is difficult to find flaws in his play at times, even when he's on the back foot. There's definitely some good matches where he was briefly on the back foot, and you see how he digs himself out of it on our stream. Again, I recommend checking that out. Our very own Stevo came in second with his Fire Ablation. And then we just see Aetherwing, Morcial, Arasana, Sariu, Oblation. So we had a fair amount of we had a mixed bag coming in our top 8 here. We had an Alice just mixed top 16 too.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
actually part to blame for that Alice missing.
Come on, brother.
You convinced him to play, right?
No. So what happened was if he ID'd with his opponent, which they planned on doing, he would have made top 16. but there was an issue with getting them on stream, and then they just his opponent just decided to go for it, which was absolutely the wrong choice. Both of them should have ID'd. They were 100% locked. Don't know why they decided to play it. But on top of that, Burner, who got 15th, and our friend JC, who got 16th,
Yeah.
they asked me if they could ID and they both would be locked. And I said, yeah, should be fine. They got 15th and 16th respectively. If I told them to play it out, that Alice takes the 16th slot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
no.
my goodness.
That's
But
crazy.
I do love seeing Altiers. He's a Kevin. He's a local to us. He did place in the top 16.
Yeah, he topped Virginia. Yeah,
in Virginia. Yeah. So I really hope he sticks with Alice, because watching him play it, he feels very comfortable playing it, and it's always awesome to see someone playing a deck where most people have written it off.
Sure.
And seeing someone be able to play it as fast as he does for a deck that's notorious for getting draws is also interesting. And it's also kind of nail biting, because he's like, I'm at 18 health, I'm at 7 health, I'm at 12 health, I'm at 2 health. I love seeing the back and forth. It makes for good gameplay.
They heal a lot.
That list also is another testament to what I said before about East Coast players being more willing to try things.
Mhm.
I don't think I've seen Wind Alice anywhere else on the West Coast.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Man.
not yet, at least.
Yeah.
It'll come.
You know, if there's champions that you guys don't get to play or that you want to play, I know a format where you can play them.
Oh, what a segue! What a segue!
Let's talk about that. Look at this guy's a pro on his segue.
It's almost like he's been doing content for like 3 years now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you got to go to the Creator Summit. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go there. I was definitely fairly envious of that. I was really interested in seeing like the sandbox in person. But let's talk a little bit about Pantheon first.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know Corbin is very excited about Pantheon, and probably has some questions for you about Pantheon. So since you have first knowledge, let's go.
All right, so Terry, you already touched on it. So some bad champions are going to be seeing some play in this format.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We know from the starter decks Kong Ming's looking playable.
Mm-hmm.
What other champions were you having fun with in Pantheon that don't see competitive play in Grand Archive's competitive history?
So my favorite champion in Pantheon is Sylvie. So I love playing Sylvie.
Are you playing Slime Sylvie or like
both?
Beast?
Terra
Okay.
Sylvie, like Beast Sylvie, where you get going with like Meadow Bloom Dryads and all these little animals, and like it's pretty cool. But Slime Tribal is everything I ever wanted it to be. It's so fun. You can do so much dumb stuff in Sylvie. You guys got to see the Xander Ultimate, which is crazy cool. That was really cool to see. I watched Andy, head of organized play, bust that one out, and it was insane to kill all 3 people at the table.
I think he also stole a kill from you, right?
He did. He didn't even get to play the ultimate, because instead of just letting me get my kill and then dying to a sick ultimate kill, he was like, nah, I need all 3 of them, brother. greedy dude. And he almost gave me a chance, but I couldn't kill him. But it was close. Now I've been really enjoying her. I have found that I really think that if you get like a pod that you're playing regularly, or if you start bringing new players into Pantheon, this is like a big suggestion for you guys. If you're like pillars of your community, or like somebody who's going to really push this, I highly, highly recommend that you play a beatdown deck all the time when you're getting your opponent, like allies, swinging, pushing the gameplay forward, because everybody wants to play these really cool, like late game, get all these engines going, get all these defenses up, and it's really, really cool. And I think like when it's with you guys and like all your buddies, you can totally do it and still get playing pretty fast. But the gameplay does inherently take a little bit longer if you guys are familiar with Commander and Magic, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit longer, and I think it's even longer in this game because it's harder to kill people. and people don't want to because a lot of the times you have to go all in to kill a person. So like if the 4 of us were playing a game, I go all in to kill Steve-O. Steve-O's like, yep, I'm dead. And then it goes over to David, and David just kills me in return because now my shields are down, right? So it's like so everybody, it's like that. Everyone's like this, dude.
The Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, literally. Everybody's like that. And so if you have one person, and this is a big reason why I like just kept picking Sylvie, because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna push every single game. I'm gonna make everybody do stuff. So that's what I did. I didn't get to win very often, but I did push the games forward. And I think that it makes it pretty fun because it forces people to not just gain influence, because you would think that in Pantheon, everybody would have like no influence, but it's the absolute opposite. I have never seen as much influence as I see in Pantheon. And it's because a lot of the new cards make everybody draw and make everybody like your boons make you draw. So they're all like +1s. And then, like there's new regalia that do things. There's even a new card that makes a tax effect that your opponent has to pay at the beginning of their recollection. And if they don't, then you get to put a counter on it, and then you can rest it and remove 2 counters to draw a card in a memory. And once 2 people have that out, it's over. Like everyone's drawing 1 million cards at that point because it's just too much to pay. So everybody's got 1 million cards. Like Merlin, like Kingslayer Merlin. Oh my gosh, the amount of cards that girl's got in her hand is crazy. And so seeing all of these different takes, I think that's the coolest thing. Arsana is probably the strongest. I would say
That
just like
makes sense.
just pound for pound because of Polaris. Polaris is, I don't think that they will ban anything, but if they did, it would probably at least be in the conversation, because she is very consistent. And I mean, a lot of these decks are consistent, but she is just so consistent in this format.
It sounds like she circumvents the singleton related
Yes,
issue.
she definitely does. I mean, there was a game where I was playing Arasana, and the cool thing is the deck that I built going to the summit to play, before I knew we were going to get any spoilers, before I knew they were going to build decks, things like that, I built a really bad Arasana list, but it was going to be really fun. And it was wind potions. So it was all these potions, right? And I was super hype on it. I was like, this deck's going to be sweet. I'm never going to win a game, but it's going to be sweet. Then we got to see the actual Pantheon precons, and it's kind of potion Arasana. So you got like a bunch of support off of that. And then on top of that, you get all of these new cards, right? So now Arasana is incredibly powerful. She has other ways to win the game that aren't just Polaris, but Polaris is just that consistent. I got in a situation in it where all 3 of my opponents knew that I was the issue, right? I was the problem. I had popped I popped a Polaris for like 14, 15. Like I was in just an incredible spot here. You make so many herbs, so many. It's crazy how many you make. I don't think I actually activated a potion once. I just brewed them all the time.
That's amazing.
And so, because one of the boons that you play in Arasana is the greater boon of Anki, and every time you make a token, you make a copy of, or the first time per turn, you make a copy. And so you get in these situations where you're like, cool, I'll make one on my turn, and then on your turn, I'll play this card and make another one. Now I have 4, and then you just continue. It gets out of control. You play allies that make you gather at the beginning of your turn. It's a lot, right? But there was definitely a game where all 3 of my opponents were like, we have to go all in. They like made a pact, right? They're like, we got to kill Terry before it gets back to him. Like we all have to push. And it got to the time where like I was going to die. And I said, okay, I'm going to go all in here. And I killed all 3 of them on that turn. Just because the raw amount of influence, the amount I could glimpse and like hard cast Cosmic Bolts off the top of my deck. She's crazy. Sorry about that.
You.
Thank you.
I like your suggestion though about if you're introducing new people to the game through Pantheon, being the beatdown, being the threat to force them to make moves, to force them to make plays. It's not dissimilar to how like we always brought new people into EDH or Commander when we were playing it. It's counter to how I usually play Commander because for those of you who are familiar, I'm the stacks guy.
Oh no.
I'm the one who's
That guy.
taxing. I'm death and taxes. I make everyone pay the 1 and then the 2. Pay the 3? No, you can't untap anything. Sorry.
You're the guy that makes the new players quit. Got it.
Yeah. I turn what could be a 45-minute game into a 4-hour game.
Yeah.
Could I have killed everyone? Yes. Am I going to? No.
Now imagine that. Imagine that, but you can only kill one person at a time. So
yeah,
sometimes it takes a little while to get through it. So the beatdown helps. It is not a mistake that out of the 4 decks that were built, the Lorraine one is very ally wind beatdown variant of the 4 Pantheon decks, because you need one of those. So it definitely helps. Arasana is also your absolute counter if you are a beatdown deck. So
blow up the board for 15.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. But no, going back to what you said, I think that honestly, anything is viable. I cannot think of a champion that you couldn't play.
I can think of a champion that you didn't mention that Corbin's been waiting to hear you mention. How is Dao Chan level 3 in this format? Because her on enter sounds absurd.
David would be playing that deck. It is toxic.
Corbin is building it.
I have it ready to go. Blinged
it
out.
is
out too.
It is just mono, blow everything up, restart the game, and and it is out of control. If they get to do their thing. So this is the thing. People aren't afraid of you because you're not doing anything.
You're dirtling.
And so people have to focus you down. And if they don't, you go, cool. Now I'm in the situation where I go, cool. Level 3, everything gets a counter. Everybody skip your turn or destroy all your stuff. And then, oh, by the way, I'm going to destroy all your stuff anyway. Season's end. Right? Just it's all gone. And then you just continuously do that and make everything impossible for anybody to do anything. You put flower buds everywhere, and then it's a very cool deck, but it makes for so I watched all the devs play a game. They played a 6-man pod.
Oh no.
One night. This was like after we were done shooting.
Did they actually go to bed? Because I know how those mega games in Commander go. They go a long time.
They played it had to have been 4+ hours easily. And it just came down to a Dao Chan player that just kept going. It was Theo, by the way.
Of course it was.
It just keeps going, blow everything up again. So, like, it was, there's a lot of ways, especially in water, for them to just, like, continuously spread, like, put counters on everything, wither counters, and just make it so that people either can't take their turn or they have to sack. And you get so much stuff in this game. So, like, Tony, guys, oh my goodness. If you're a Tony stan, you're eating so good. You're eating so good. You know how crazy broken Cordelia is in this format?
Oh my God.
It's gotta be insane.
She hits the field and you go, oh, crap. It is over. Because just the amount of advantage, the amount of just tokens that Tony makes now with Anki is just out of control. Just absolutely insane. So he's really, really cool. I love to see that. I'm trying to think of some other cool ones that people got to see that maybe they weren't expecting to be really cool. But I think that, Polcock. Oh my gosh, Polcock's so sweet, guys. He's so cool. He just 100 to 0s one person.
Is this with like Calamity Cannon and another thing or something?
Yeah, so like there's a lot of really cool boons that just like push damage and like make things happen. And he plays all those, obviously. And he is just going all in on Fire Ranger units that have really powerful distant effects and putting all of the pressure on one player. So you figure out who the problem is, and Polkot goes, I got you, dog.
So it's kind of like fuck you in particular.
Yeah, pretty much. There is a game. I believe you guys will get to see it pretty soon. I am on another channel's game where Silidar played Polcock, and it was crazy. So it was super, super fun. Like I said, pretty much everybody has a chance, and you can build it a million different ways. There's so many new cards that are just like really powerful staples that just, So the whole Pantheon barrier is incredibly powerful, especially early on for things like Academy Guide, obviously, is crazy powerful. There is this new card, something Paladin. I can't think of the first word right now, but it is a 0/1, costs 6, and has Foster. And when it fosters, it gets +3/+3, and you draw 2 cards.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So it's just basically it's like your best turn 1 play, no matter what deck you're in. If you happen to open that card, it's so hard for anybody to actually deal damage to it. So it just draws you 2 and gives you a giant beat stick, which is super cool. But yeah.
So I'm thinking that like the fortuitous spirits actually might not be terrible in this format.
They're
either.
insane.
Yeah,
Rinsing 7 on a singleton, that seems pretty good.
It's very, very good.
Pretty damn
you
good.
Probably don't play Paladin in those decks, but you but you definitely just go for the consistency instead. There's just so much you can do.
It is interesting to hear you mention the Polcock thing, because I haven't watched too much of the Pantheon stuff, but just the fact that the lineage, I think they're the lineage break champions, right? Or whatever they're called, the Nico, Vanitas, and Polcock. The fact that they still have game in Pantheon, I'm sure that everyone's super stoked to hear that.
Well, think about it this way too, because I don't know if you guys have seen, if you haven't looked into all the boons, but there are lesser boons for each element. So you can play, like for instance, Polcock, if you wanted, you could play a water spirit with Polcock 1 and the wind lesser and play a full prismatic ranger deck if you really wanted to. So like Vanitas decks, people are like cooking with Vanitas in 3-color Vanitas. So there's a lot of cool things that the lineage break champs can do that nobody else can. So I think that's pretty cool. But I think overall, people are still going to lean towards going to the advanced elements. They're still going to lean
more endgame power. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because it's crazy the amount of endgame power you have in this game.
I planned on playing against Corbin with an in-cap in my deck and forcing it into everyone else's deck if they didn't already have it for season's end. But you know, if Polcock exists,
you just get your Polcock player, go, hey, Corbin's in the spot. Hey, Mikey, come here. You got Polcock, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Kill him.
I got your target. He's right here.
we definitely plan to be playing quite a lot of this. We're gonna have Pantheon pods available out to every locals. And I think one thing that I'm very happy to see is that there is Omnidex support for Pantheon. I think that's fantastic. And actually today, as of this recording, they announced a whole suite of rewards that are also going to be they're going to be trialing over at Ascent LA. And here's hoping that, similar to how they started draft at one of the Ascents, those will eventually start filtering down to the smaller events and the local game stores as well. Because there's some fantastic prizes you could get with the CSRs in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited for that. I think that's so amazing. I think it's so cool. Like, think about how I think about it is I know a lot of players whose significant others play the game or like come and hang out at events, but they don't get to play. They just kind of sit there and like support, do whatever, which is great. But this gives those people an opportunity. It also gives people who are maybe a little nervous to play in 1v1 Ascent to get a chance to still be a part of this awesome community and go to these crazy events that we talk up all the time. I mean, all of us content creators for Grand Archives are just huge shills for Weebs of the Shore. So because it's so good, because everything they do is so much fun and is so great, and they try really hard to create these incredible events, right? So I knew that they'd do something crazy. I don't know the details because I could not be told, but I did hear rumor on the street is that around Worlds time and post Worlds, it will be very, very worth it to play Pantheon at these big events. I don't know what that means. Cool. They couldn't tell me why. They couldn't reveal. But
that's weird hearing that because they said that this was meant to be a more casual thing. So
you don't get stuff for winning also. I don't know if you saw that.
You get things for participating.
But I remember reading that the idea behind Pantheon was a casual format. So it's going to be interesting if it starts to mold into a more competitive format.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get competitive, because it definitely could. I mean,
it inevitably will. Look at Commander.
There's gonna be a group of people.
There's always gonna be the sweaties,
aka main deck, that are gonna go and I'm just joking. They go and figure
Look how
out
sweaty Corbin is. Look, he's sweating right now.
He's playing Galchan.
The best one.
People are gonna figure out the best ways, the most efficient ways to like play these level 3 decks and dominate a game. I'm sure it'll happen. And as we get more and more cards, obviously, I'm sure more broken things will happen. But
absolutely,
I mean, I know it's going to happen because we have boons that give you the class bonuses. So you can play Warrior Polcock if you want, or, you know, whatever, which is pretty cool. So it's inevitably going to happen eventually, right? And people are going to figure it out. But I love so Commander's very political. This game is like twice as political. which is insane, because I didn't think that was possible. And I'm somebody who plays group hug inherently.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I play very political.
I don't think Corbin and Steve don't play Commander. So group hug is basically you're sitting there going like, well, I could help you. Well, I could help you. Let me help all of you.
Yeah. I don't win very often, but I make the game go faster, and I make everybody able to do whatever they want. And I can pull some pretty big deals as a political person in there. So
it's just Monopoly.
Kind of. It's basically Monopoly. And I think that this game is even more so because you have to have these deals. You have to have these alliances, because if you don't, everybody stands there Spider-Man. So you get in these situations where you go, hey, Corbin, Steve's getting way too strong, man. I'm going to go all in on him, but you have to promise me you'll give me at least one more turn after that. And then Corbin goes, yeah, dude, I got you. And then I kill Steve, and Corbin goes, all right, kill you, Terry. And I just lose because he pulled out sword or knife in my back, pull it out. It's over.
But then you take satisfaction in the fact that he didn't kill me and I kill him. And you're like, gotcha, you deserve that one.
See, I'm telling you guys, but this is the politics. It is super fun. Anything's viable. It's a very casual format. It's super. You have to look at it that way too. At least currently, we haven't seen everything in RDO, and a lot of cards in RDO were built with the idea of this in mind. So I think we will see more.
If I'm not mistaken, there are cards that have that little P symbol or the Pantheon. That means they only get to be played in Pantheon, correct?
Correct.
In RDO, is there a slot in the card pack dedicated to a Pantheon card?
That is correct.
It's the token slot, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
So you can get like the boons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's different rarities. There's like UR boons and stuff.
So talking a little bit about like what they have planned as far as rewards are concerned, it says, while not debuting at Ascent Los Angeles, there's going to be a Pantheon Battle Pass, and it will arrive at future eligible Ascents. The pass rewards players for the time they spend playing Pantheon, offering Ascent store tickets, Pantheon packs, and promotional cards at completion. The promotional card and Pantheon packs rotate once a year. The Battle Pass will cost 2 side event tickets. So if you're at an Ascent, you just play Pantheon the whole time if you want. That's actually pretty cool.
So a little spoiler for you guys is I am going to LA, but I am not competing in the main event. I am actually playing Pantheon the whole time I am there. And helping those pods kind of do their thing. I am not feeling that great about competitive right now because I've been so busy getting ready to open the store. So
you're not confident, right?
Dude, I know if I go and play competitive, I'm scrubbing out. There's no way I'm not. So
Pantheon and chill, yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I'll go. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of content, and our channel, Team Trading Post, has been. You'll see it in the next few weeks, but we are definitely slowly moving into a Pantheon focused channel. Nice. And we're going to be doing a lot more casual stuff, a lot more deck creation, a lot more like taking the precons once we get all of our RDO stuff and talking about budget upgrades and big upgrades. And also because we have 4 guys, we can do Pantheon content. And
Nice.
my Schreeder, one of the guys I'm partnered with, is building us a incredible studio for recording. It's taking up like a big chunk of the store, but we're going to be a content studio as well. So we are planning on hosting obviously a lot of events and doing live streams and live streaming all our locals. But we're putting together like my dream studio. Everything I could have ever wanted in a studio. Streeter's like, let's do it, man. Let's make the best we can and let's create this incredible experience for everybody who gets to do it. So I get to create this awesome spot to play 4-man, which I'm pretty excited about.
While he's saying this, the only thing going through my head is us being kind of forced to use my basement at a certain point.
Yeah.
I'm looking at David like, when do we get a studio?
David, he's got it, man.
Yeah,
David, when
I'm
do we
not
get a
made of
studio,
money.
David?
Contrary to popular belief, David is actually made of money.
Yeah, come on.
No, I am not.
You know, it's all cash underneath that cardigan, man.
He's
Oh
with
my
the
gosh.
Illuminati. I don't think you understand how deep this goes, Terry.
Tyler has started a very terrible rumor. This is not true whatsoever. We're gonna have to disappear Tyler. Anyway,
You see the pictures of him in his business meetings. I'm telling you, they're not.
This year's is at Vegas.
Right. Worlds is at Vegas, David. Your Nats is at Vegas. Come on.
So just a little bit more about Pantheon here, and this is going to change a lot of the singles market, I think, because there's a lot of collector cards, especially CSRs, that I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily consider something that they would stick in their deck because they need 4 of them, and that is expensive if it's a main deck CSR. But now, if you only need 1. The value of some of those promos is going up high. Corbin, you've been.
I was definitely the target audience for this.
I was about to say, you seem like the target audience. How many main deck CSRs have you popped in there now?
I think 3,
Ooh,
and then Dao Chan's Ultimate when that comes out. So it'll be at least 4.
That's super exciting.
I kind of expect to see some shift in the singles market as far as like
I gotta sell this. I gotta sell this Vapor Shield Bearer CPR, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have one of those too.
They're sweet.
Jumping on this, not even just the foils market, at least from the single side, but even newer players trying to get into the game. This is arguably a much cheaper alternative.
Oh yeah.
I remember since the Shout website got that data breach or whatever was got hacked or something. Pickle implemented the TCG player low price for decks, and my CL deck, I was like, oh, it's like $700 freaking dollars for this deck. Pantheon decks have got to be way lower than that, way lower, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't have to have playsets of these super expensive cards, right? Yeah, you only need 1. You don't need 4. I mean, dungeon guides are a lot cheaper now, but you only need 1. You only need 1 of all these cards.
But even just like the non-foil, it's going to be a massive boon to getting newer players in and getting rid of that barrier to entry that seems to be creeping up higher and higher.
I don't consider myself like a bling it out type of player. Like I like a material deck card that might be a CSR or something like that I'll keep around for a while. But when it comes to like my commander decks, I always search for like either the weirdest or the best looking art for that one particular card, and I'm just I'm going for it. I don't need 4 of them at $50 a piece, but all right, I'll splurge on the $50 really awesome cool looking card because it's going in a 1 of.
It does feel a lot easier to do, which is a little dangerous. I'm the same way with my commander decks. I'm like, oh dude, it's so much cheaper to foil out this deck. It's so much easier to bling it.
And then you price up exactly how much you've spent on that blinged out commander deck, and you're like,
It's only like 70% of the cost to do a full competitive meta deck.
Wild. But yeah, super cheaper barrier to entry. Couldn't agree more. I think that I'm working on purchasing a Pantheon playset, so the 1-ofs, right? Of like everything up until HVN. Because I actually don't own that many cards, guys. If you didn't know.
What do you mean Pantheon playset?
So
of everything?
A 1 of every single card in the game, since it's 1-ofs in this format, right? So if you get a one of
every variant of it too.
No, I don't need the variants. I just the one.
So I was like, say, does that mean every CSR?
No. I'm interested in base rarity non-foil playset. So one of each card from DOA, FTC, on and on and on. And I think without divine, like the big divine relics, it's like if you go by low, it's really not bad. If like it's, I think you could get
how many cards is it?
Oh my goodness,
over 1,000, right?
It's got to be. I honestly, it's definitely over 1,000, but I don't know what the number is actually. I wish I did. I'm currently in the early stages of figuring this out. So, wait.
So this is what you need to do when you get this.
Yeah.
You get this binder here.
Okay.
You see this binder?
Yeah.
This holds, I think like 1,100 cards in this binder. This is my son's Pokedex binder.
That's sick.
And he's collecting one of every Pokemon in Pokédex order. But you could make yourself a Pantheon by ordering this mega binder.
Yes, I love that. I actually am.
I think I call it the Giga binder.
I'm 100%. I'm 100%.
I'll put the link down in the description for this. This is massive,
dude. This is just how much he loves it.
No, but this is just impressive when you
sponsor this channel if you hear this.
Yeah,
you're watching this right now.
Yeah, please sponsor us. But you bust out this. It's kind of like bringing out like the Tome of Knowledge.
Oh yeah, I love that.
But this thing is huge.
Oh goodness.
So I would highly recommend doing that. You'll fit them all one binder to rule them all. Well, I know we're all looking forward to Pantheon. Please tell us down below who you plan on playing in Pantheon. What kind of crazy deck do you want to create in Pantheon?
What Pantheon decks do you guys want to play? Yeah. What's your deck of choice? We already know Corbin's, but he can say it and remind it again.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to be having a fair amount of Pantheon content on this. I think everyone's so jazzed they're going to be making Pantheon content. There's going to be no end of Pantheon content.
Yes. There's going to be a lot coming to you. I think it's great.
That question was directed at you guys. What?
It's Sylvie for me for sure.
Sylvie.
Especially now that we're seeing like raccoons and more slimes, guys. It's over.
I'm gonna surprise maybe Terry, but I'm torn between Tony and CL. I actually think CL is still gonna be ridiculously good.
CL's gonna be insane, man.
I'm gonna play Sheen Merlin.
No way.
Yeah.
No. I need to stop this before it's too late.
I'm gonna play Sheen Merlin. I'm just gonna be doing nothing the whole time, but I'm gonna have a lot of Sheen counters.
And you're gonna play this labyrinth and just
labyrinth's gonna be insane, bro.
Yeah. So Sheen Merlin all the way.
You know what is actually like? So not that this affects labyrinth or anything, but it just made me think of it because all these decks play so much utility, like so many random one-ofs that you maybe wouldn't think. Like Raise the Land is an absolute staple in this format. 100%. It's just so good, right? And there's so many cards like that you wouldn't think about, but you play Fantasia. Hey, you play all of this because depending on what these decks are doing, you might end up needing it, right?
I'll speak from experience on the East Coast here. Raise the Land was competitively viable and played by a player on our side, and to great success. So Raise the Land has never receded from competitive viability, in my opinion.
In fact, he was officially asked to be deck checked at an event to make sure that he actually had it in his deck, because
that's crazy.
No one had ever played it, and it ruined the person he was playing against strategy, because he thought his domains were untouchable.
Main deck Raise the Land, blow it up.
The best part was one of the players that he played against was Poro. I will never forget it.
No.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did that. He did do that to Poro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, twice. Yeah, Poro was like, "What?"
That poor guy, man. He just never gets to play his Tony, man. He just never gets to.
I am also considering playing Kong Ming as well.
Oh, Kong Ming is insane. How many cards you draw? I think you draw more cards with her than anybody else, but she has a hard time ending the game.
Planar Abyss has got to be pretty good in that, right?
Card's pretty cool.
It's a season 10 that does damage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the end here, but I wanted to try out a new topic that we haven't crossed before. Now we all love Grand Archive, but believe it or not, there are other TCGs that are played around the world.
What?
And I wanted to, yeah, I know, right? I wanted to touch base on some other TCG news. Y'all watched the Winter Olympics, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Clips of it, yeah. I watched a dude walking up or running up a mountain in skis going faster than like I could run. And I thought, oh man, I gotta work out.
I tell you what, I think the best thing about the Olympics is everybody at home watching like these crazy gymnasts and figure skaters, like, and they accidentally slip up and they're sitting there with like eating their popcorn and scooping their ice cream. And they're like, pathetic. Pathetic.
You don't deserve anything.
Yeah. I guess you're not getting the medal now.
You only spun 3 times in the air. Nonsense.
Get good.
The gold medal winning figure skater Amber Glenn apparently loves Magic the Gathering so much that she was opening them while streaming during the closing ceremony. So she was cracking packs during the closing ceremony. That's some dedication.
She's a real gamer.
Either that or she desperately wants to get sponsored by Wizards of the Coast.
I don't think it would be that hard for her.
No,
if she really wanted it.
I'm pretty sure they sent her some care gifts, like some care packages of Magic at that point. But I always think that's always awesome when you see people who are in the spotlight like that, who it's like, oh, they like what I like. I love that. It makes you feel a little like, oh, cool. Cracking packs isn't so nerdy.
Well, everybody's a nerd.
But everyone's a nerd. This is great.
But you say it's nerdy until you crack your first pack and you get that smell of new cards and you're just like, you're
gamble.
Yep.
Love huffing that.
Take me to Vegas, man.
It's a fantastic feeling. So we all know that One Piece is crazy hot right now. Pokemon has been cooling a little bit, and One Piece super hot. The latest set that they put out, I saw people trying to hawk that for over $600 a box, which is absolutely insane. Even today, like on Tuesday, I was over at a local game store. 1 pack of the latest set, Heroines Edition, costing $15. 1 pack.
What
8 cards. What'd you say?
How many sets deep is One Piece?
This is
man, a lot.
It's a lot.
This isn't even a main set. This is like an extra set.
Yeah, I think they're like somewhere between 15 and 20 sets in right now.
Oh wow.
I thought they started in like 2024, didn't they?
They started in 2023.
And they're already on that many sets.
They're small sets. Like they it's Bandai, so they pump out these tiny sets, and they're just like one after another. Apparently, the latest set, Heroines Edition, got robbed in transit, which is why many of these, why again it's difficult to find the product right now. I believe Bandai has said that they're going to be sending more of it out, but that's not the only time that this stuff has been robbed. Locally here on the East Coast, Rutgers, which is a college nearby, had a One Piece promotional day where you could get a promotional card by attending one of their games, one of their sporting events, and apparently those promos were stolen. Like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Luffy promo cards got stolen right from Rutgers, and like the police are involved because this is like
crazy
because it's so valuable. Like this is not considered like minor theft. This is like a major theft.
Yeah.
And we've seen a rise in a string of game store thefts around here as well. There was I believe it was it Stevenson, Corbin, correct me. I believe Stevenson got robbed, and I believe it was like sealed Pokemon and One Piece product that they ran off with.
I believe it, man. One Piece right now is going to the moon. They got the collector crowd finally decided to get into One Piece, which is crazy. And it's blowing up to the moon. Everything is worth crazy. I had one of my friends here in Michigan, his shop, they open singles and they hit the manga Luffy that was crazy expensive. They got it graded. It was a 10, like a pristine 10. And he flew somewhere to sell it to somebody for tens of thousands of dollars. And it's like, it's crazy.
He
The
hand
collector's
delivered
market.
it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't even risk that with shipping. Are you kidding me?
No, yeah. At that point, you're paying for the plane ticket and you're going and handing it off.
Yeah.
Get a mini vacation out of it.
But they get in it, yeah. I mean, obviously Pokemon's insane and it's always gonna be. It's not going anywhere unless the card market completely crashes. But One Piece is definitely getting up there. Obviously, it's a huge IP. It's the only IP that's like close to rivaling Pokemon, and nothing rivals Pokemon. It's like you can't rival Pokemon. But One Piece is a huge game for sure.
I don't remember what month it was, but I think at one point One Piece actually outsold Yu-Gi-Oh for a month, which was insane.
That wasn't that long ago.
Nothing has cracked like those sacred the sacred three at the top of Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh forever. And the fact that One Piece was able to crack that is absolutely insane.
Yu-Gi-Oh has been on the downtrend for the past like 4 years. I think.
Yu-Gi-Oh's they're actively trying to kill their game.
Yeah,
it's actually
a shame from the player perspective, because obviously you want your game to thrive. But I would not be surprised within the next 5 years it's like the big two, or you have a new third in the case of One Piece.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see some big games that are right there on the cusp right now, but can never push past those, like Yu-Gi-Oh, like One Piece, right? I think you hit that nail on the head. You're going to see some
Magic's doing their best to drive a nail into their coffin as well.
To play Fortnite? Yeah. You can't kill Magic, bro.
That's not, right.
I mean, with all the lawsuits happening now because they're lying to their shareholders and stuff about the amount of cards they produce, I mean, they might not get killed by the consumer, but they might get sued to oblivion.
I got a game for you. If you're a TCG fanatic, I've got the game. It's a newer game. It's called Shard Bugs. Have you heard of it?
I have not heard of this one.
Okay, so you might really enjoy this because their website and their like aesthetic is like 90s neon. You know, like do you remember the drink Surge?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. If you go to shardbugstcg.com, I believe is what they're called. And I am not sponsored, by the way. No sponsorship here. But
someone please sponsor us or Terry. Someone please.
Shard Bugs is a really, really cool game that one of the guys that I'm partnered with at the shop, and we're opening the shop together, is kind of getting bit by the bug, for lack of better words.
Terry.
Wow.
His name
dad jokes to fathers, okay?
His name's Shri. I've been calling the game Shri Bugs because he's like so into it. But it's a pretty cool game. It's worth checking out if you're into like new games.
The aesthetic is very interesting.
Yeah, if you're into like new small card games, you're not trying. This isn't One Piece. This isn't Grand Archive even. But it's a cool game that you could definitely play and have some fun with your friends if you were interested.
The art style reminds me of like old 80s, 90s comic books.
Yes, 100%. And they're all bugs, which is crazy.
Very, very funny.
I'll tell you what.
Have to check that out.
Shri is very excited for your guys' podcast with me on it. He's like super stoked to listen to this one.
Okay.
He's gonna lose his mind if I bring up Shard Bugs on it. He's gonna have to make it to the end, but I'm gonna say, hey, you gotta watch the whole thing, and I will know if he does.
Careful bug study.
Yeah. Because if he does it, I will know.
You will know. So to end us off, Bandai has announced a new rule in Japan for their card tournaments, in that you cannot aggressively shuffle your hand anymore. So if you are card flicking, you
my deck? Where's my deck to just inherently do it?
You mean this isn't annoying?
If you are aggressively card flicking, you can get a judge warning and a disqualification. And I, for one, am all for it. Nothing annoys me more than an aggressive card flicker.
Dude, that's
David's boomer moment.
Yeah, he's showing it. He's showing your age right now, David. You showed it, man.
Old as dirt.
I have a confession.
Yes.
When we released the first episode for the Recollection series, because Corbin and I, this is our first gameplay video, one of the first things that I started hearing was my card shuffling. And I'm not going to lie, that was some good ASMR for my ears.
I will tell you,
You know
this is,
what?
if you guys get into more gameplay and you start doing more and more videos, you guys are gonna get all the hate comments. People hate hand shuffling. I don't know what
Well,
it is, man.
Apparently Bandai does too.
Yeah, and Bandai is one of those people.
if you are familiar with Magic Pro Brian Kibler,
Oh yeah,
he is a notorious hand shuffler, and he does a lot of Commander content. And yeah, his now wife will very frequently grab his hand and just stop him from doing it because he's sitting there just going.
yeah, he gets so aggressive and he does the over the top one like this.
That's wild. Yeah. That's unhinged. I'm sorry.
It's just this, dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but like it is one of those. It is the ultimate TCG player stimming. You just
100%
do it. Apparently,
you have to, man. It took me years of making content to finally get to the point now where I don't do it when I play, because I am trained now that when my turn is over, I take my hand, I spread it out in front of me so you know how many cards I have, and I pass it over. Because I was gonna say, you guys are gonna start doing that pretty soon if you're doing more gameplay content. You're gonna get used to it.
I already do that actually in our events that we play in. Like 90% of the time during my opponent's turn, I'm not even playing with my hand.
Yeah.
Most of the time I do that card shuffling only on my turn because it's when I'm like actively thinking of what to do. Yeah.
I definitely have that problem too.
I on my opponent's turn, I do I fan out my cards in front of me, and then I kind of like restack them and fan them out again, restack them, fan them out again while my opponent is going. So there's no noise associated with it, but I'm doing something. I'm fidgeting.
That's the poker, like the poker bro in you, stacking those chips and stuff. Wait till Bandai bans that too.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh player.
The rule is just going to be your hand stays in your hand and you do nothing with it.
Sometimes I will aggressively recheck and check my memory over and over again, as if like that will change.
This card's gonna form into another.
I'm a big cloth mat enjoyer. I have like tons of cloth mats. I play with cloth mat, and so I definitely feel that because I pick up mine all the time and I just fan it out across my playmat because it's just the slide, the glide is like,
it's satisfying.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Steve, if your card shuffling you felt was the ASMR for our next 2-hour video, we'll just have you shuffling. 2 hours of Steve-O hand shuffling by a fire.
Listen, I'll have a TV this time because that was like when I moved into my house. There's literally nothing in the living room. For context for people on that video, I had moved into that house on Christmas Day and recorded that like December 27th. There was nothing in the living room.
On a dare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say I lined everything up perfectly for you to edit, and it really bugs me whenever I watch that video just out of randomness and I see the edit between when I'm done and the pile's a little smaller and then you decide to reset the loop, and I'm like, David, I set it up that it starts with like erupting and it ends with erupting. You just clean transition.
It didn't work as well as you thought it did.
BS. I watched the tapes.
You want to do some editing? You're free to do some editing.
All right. David, you're the best. I love you. You're amazing. I will never question you.
It's amazing. It's fantastic.
I think that's a great way to close out this episode. Thank you all for joining us today on this episode of Careful Study. Terry, where can we find you and all your wonderful content outside of literally everyone else's channel?
Yeah, right. I don't actually have my own. I'm just in everyone else's. No, but thank you guys so much for having me on Careful Study. Like, I had so much fun here. You guys are great. I love watching your guys' podcast, so I was super stoked to get to be on it. You can find
watch.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm one of the so my channel where you can find me currently is Team Trading Post. You can find us on any social media platform you can ever. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's where you can find me. We do right now the main. So I'm gonna have multiple channels here. It's a little more spoilers for you guys, but this channel, particularly right now, is focused fully on GA. And we are moving towards Pantheon content. So if you like it, you like the stuff we're talking about today, come check me out.
There you go. Exclusive on Careful Study. Terry's going to have many YouTube channels.
Many. I can't count them all.
Of Terry.
You know how YouTube has those little like hashtag symbols with the keywords or whatever? You're just gonna put Terry on every single video from now on.
Yeah,
100 of them, man.
And for those of you watching, please tell us, where did you first see Terry?
Some guy's gonna say like a Walmart.
I want to know. I want to know,
where
man.
Where did you first see Terry, and what hat was he wearing?
Did he have hair?
Nobody knows, man. It's the mystery.
Well, I want to thank you all again, and we will see you all next time.
Oh, are you leaving so soon? I hope you found what you were looking for. Please be sure to return. We'd love to have you back.